Welcome back to the channel, Crypto Tro. I am Crypto Tro, bringing you the latest and the greatest in cryptocurrencies. And today, we're going to talk about MMF. I know it's been a minute. I know I said I'm done, but I just got to keep letting the people know about these updates that they keep putting out on the Cronos blockchain because if you watch my channel, I'm heavily invested in the crypto and in the crypto.com and the Cronos blockchain. And I just want to talk about some of the top projects on there. And MMF just put out some new information telling us what to expect on the Cronos blockchain. And I know it's been a minute and they really been trying to put something together because we saw how MMF absolutely tanked just because they were spreading themselves too thin with all of these different projects that they keep putting out, or kept putting out rather. And I kept on saying, like, why they keep coming with a new project every single week? And I finally realized, like, a lot of people was saying the same exact thing that I was saying. So we're going to talk about the new roadmap that they have for the Cronos blockchain, prices, and just a little bit of what's locked on MMF. So let's get straight into it. But before we do, I gotta let you know this. It's not financial advice whatsoever. This is just me talking about some of the crypto projects I have either invested in the past or just updates on things that some of the subscribers would like. So make sure you consult with a financial advisor before going too deep into the crypto space because it does get hectic in this crypto space, man. So you want to know what you're investing in, know why you're investing in it, and hold it as an asset just because we know over long term good assets do appreciate. So let's get straight into it. MMF, what they talking about? Let's go. We're going to talk about price first. So right now I'm on Dex Screener, and you can see I'm on the MMF and Wrap Crow pair. And we can see in the last 24 hours, we are up 20%, man. So if you got in before the news, you bought that dip before the news actually occurred, you could have made some money in this past week, up 20%, and that's a long candlestick. You see all those greens, it's been going up these past couple of days, man, ever since December 20th. And, I don't know if we hit a bottom just yet, just because we don't know about the entire crypto market itself. And also, we truly don't know what MMF is trying to do long term, because with this announcement they made, they trying to make it seem like they want to, stick to the Cronos blockchain, make sure they continue to give value to the Cronos blockchain. But me personally, I don't know if they can actually do it because I feel like their hands are so tied into too many things. But it would be good to see them actually buckle down and really just settle on one thing and just build it, because I was still surprised about the game not coming out or them not even talking about this game anymore, because this really was one of the reasons I was so heavily invested in MMF, because I thought they were coming out with a crypto game. And if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about crypto game. I think it's going to be on a level to where we have entire economies on these different blockchains, and people will be able to find different ways to profit from these economies. But they stopped talking about it, so I'm not sure what they plan on doing. But in the meantime, in between time, we see the prices are up in the last 24 hours. Then we go on DeFi Llama, and right now I am on a Cronos blockchain. We can see it's $400 million locked in the Cronos blockchain. The change on the 24 hours is 2%, and VVS Finance dominates 50% of it. But when we scroll down, we can see MM Finance is in 4th place, and according to DeFi Llama, the 1 minute change in the total value locked is 58%. So it's about $20 million locked on the MM Finance chain, and that's kind of they don't know really, because it's like a little question mark beside it, but it's around $20 million locked. So not too bad compared to some of the other projects. Just like these of course, the top 3 projects are pretty much sponsored by Cronos blockchain and the crypto.com team. So I really don't like to count those because we don't truly know if those are retail investors or if those are whales. And I pretty much can assume that those are whales holding that liquidity on those top 3 projects, and pretty much just making sure it's enough liquidity and it gives it a good look as well. So I think, in my true honest opinion, I think those are whales holding those positions in the top 3 projects. But MMF, I know it was mainly retail investors. Now, I'm not saying it's not whales in MM Finance, but I know there's a lot of retail investors in there too. And 20 million on Cronos in the top 10 blockchain is kind of good in my opinion, just me personally. So let's get to the good stuff, man. What is MMF doing? What they plan on doing on the Cronos blockchain? Let's get this update. So it's adopting the madness, unifying Cronos MMF. So Mad Max Cronos, token upgrade, and more. So we see the Cronos grand plan. So it starts off, hey bro, a wise man once said that the 2023 is the year of the rabbit, and we tend to believe it's true. Just look at the Bitcoin chart below. The resurgence of the crypto bull, much in line with the halving cycles of BTC, has created huge opportunities and momentum for all DeFi teams to build huge value for their communities. As one of the ecosystems with the largest active user base, we will precisely take hold of such an opportunity to show all of you what we've been working on the past few months of the bear. So we would like to first thank all of our community members for your patience all these while and letting our team come up with the best plans for our ecosystem moving forward 2023. So this is the Bitcoin chart. I'm not going to get too much into it. They just, add a little fluff, make it sound good, make it look good too. But we see now what is most important to us right now is not only preserve but also grow the value of the portfolios of our ecosystem, token holders, and believers. We believe that the time is now right for us to release the whole slew of features that we've been working on. In the next couple of weeks, yes, huge rollouts across 2 to 3 weeks, we will be rolling out all of our newly implemented protocols and systems, which are certain will build a flywheel effect to boost the value of all our tokens. So how they gonna boost Cronos to new heights? We've been always strong believers of Cronos, and our project team continues to hold Cronos token to this day, even in the depths of the bear. We've never doubted that Cronos has the ability and will definitely exceed most other layer 1 ecosystems such as AVAX, Sol, and Matic. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of believe that too. I won't say necessarily exceed, but I think all of these L1 ecosystems will grow, especially the top ones and the ones that have a good foundation. I think in the bull market, we're gonna see all these projects pretty much do numbers and get a lot of total value locked in the blockchains as we continue to grow. But we are in a bear market still, so you gotta kind of just play it by ear. But I know in the future, 5 years down the line, if you know how assets grow over time, we see as time goes on, as more adoption occurs, these projects or these ecosystems build a higher total value lock. So as of one of the top projects on Cronos, we take it upon us to continuously help build new value for Cronos and its holders. So what they got going? Well, Cronos Mad Max, it's time. We will be launching Mad Max on Cronos next 2 to 3 days, assuming no delays on tech fronts. In case you're unsure what it is, it will be the first perpetual exchange on Cronos, allowing you to perform leverage trading on Bitcoin, Crow, and ETH. For holders of Crow, you can opt to pair your Crow with BTC, ETH, and USDC to facilitate trading as liquidity providers. In doing so, you get to earn significant trading fees as a result of the huge speculation that leverage trading enables. For our Cronos MM token holders, this will allow us to begin pushing for a deflationary emissions narrative whereby MM ecosystem tokens will be burnt with the huge trading fees. Based on our own experiments on Polygon, we've largely confident that token burns will far exceed the emissions that is generated. So me personally, I just reading that first one, I personally believe these perpetual exchanges do draw the price down of the token that's derived from it. So MMF, I believe, those exchanges kind of brings down the price, but let's keep reading and see what the team has to say. So the usage is largely similar to Mad Max on Polygon, whereby you are allowed to provide liquidity through the use of MLP index tokens. You will also be able to perform leverage trading. We know how leverage trading go. Leverage trading is like very, very risky. I wouldn't necessarily, if you're not a trader, why would you leverage trade? But this has been in the making for a period of time and is mostly not the meat of the time, or I think they meant the best of the time. I'm not sure. Which we spent our time developing. There's more. So our team previously worried about the lack of liquidity on Cronos Mad Max, but with our new strategy to direct a majority of our current emissions for Cronos Mad Max, we will be able to help lock in liquidity. Not only that, we will be upgrading tokenomics for our natives token and enable them to be used as liquidity providers for our EMLP. This will help alleviate the liquidity issue, and also the platform start to increase in user base. We will be able to operate sustainably with a good amount of liquidity. And I think we heard that before. I'm not sure if this is a good move just starting off, but like I said, let's just keep reading and see what they talking about. So, upgrading the tokenomics for SVN, HKN, MShare, MTT, MUSD, METF, Burrow, and MMO. And you can see how many projects that they created since being, brought onto the Cronos blockchain. And there's already just too many, in my personal opinion. Like, I was so caught up in the MMF and just want to see MMF thrive. And then every week it's a new project. But so this is the exciting part. With the launch of Mad Max, we will also be launching the ecosystem MLP for Mad Max on Cronos after we have launched the standard MLP on Mad Max Cronos first. This is a huge extension to the original Mad Max project, which allows us to create a leveraged trading environment where users can speculate on the price and peg of our ecosystem tokens. In doing so, there are many huge benefits to token holders worthy of an entire article by itself, but we will attempt to simplify and straightforward version here. So, what is the tokenomics? The unique incentive structure. So this allows us to lock all of the ecosystem tokens into one singular EMLP index. This allows us to create unique incentive structures for all ecosystem token holders, more to share later on. Then it's got the beautiful flywheel in motion. So it creates a unique liquidity pool which heavily promotes trading, resulting in more fees to be earned that goes toward token buys. This raises prices of all ecosystem tokens. So I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of fluff in there. It's like, see, this what you gotta kind of be, I won't say worried about, but you gotta kind of look at, just because when they use like vague terms and stuff like that, when it just kind of leaves you open to think. And at first, in the bull market, you can get caught up in a lot of stuff where you just want to see price go up. So anything the founders of the project say, you just run with it and you're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. But really, in total honesty, you really don't understand what they're saying. If you can't understand and it's super vague, then you need to stay away. But that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. Like I said, in the other Medium articles, it was super, super vague. If you go back and just see, they didn't really give us, they would put it out there, and not saying some of the information wasn't, good information, but they made it to where you really had to kind of understand. If you don't understand crypto lingo and don't know about crypto and haven't been in the space, then you just kind of just invest in anything. So tokenomics revamp, we see creates utility for holders of our synthetic peg tokens such as SVN, HKN, MShare, MTT, etc. We will no longer be relying on inflation to maintain peg. Instead, fee buybacks will allow us to do so in a sustainable manner. In the meantime, we will heavily reduce all emissions once we start to see the token price flywheel in action, especially since we no longer need huge inflation to sustain prices. This means that SVN, HKN, MShare, MTT, that's a lot of projects, will eventually rapidly become limited supply tokens. So what I'm getting from this, they plan on burning a lot of these tokens once you lock them up into this singular MLP index, from my understanding of what the article is saying. So then they say repegging MUSD. With the important use case and utility for MUSD, we are certain to see MUSD return a peg and to maintain it. In fact, we should even be able to start increasing MUSD supply soon enough so as to allow barrel holders to benefit from the upside. With all of the above, we will have a unique liquidity pool, the EMLP token. So ecosystem holders who provide liquidity will be heavily rewarded for doing so, which is also sustainable at the same time. The unique mechanics of the EMLP guarantees price appreciation for ecosystem tokens in general. The EMLP token will start off at $1, and if the constitute tokens inside the EMLP token increases in price, we expect to see the EMLP increase in its price as well. This means that even as a liquidity provider for the EMLP, you will also experience price upside for your ecosystem tokens, of all of which will be guaranteed through trading fees. So that's not necessarily guaranteed, because who is to say people are going to actually use the Mad Max platform and actually trade? Because I know they're saying they not worried about liquidity, but let's just be real. I don't think it's that much liquidity on there right now. I mean, of course we can do small trades and things like that, but I mean, it's not like it's just loaded with liquidity. And I think, just having an exchange on it is kind of, crazy to me. But hey, it to each his own. If they feel like this is going to boost the prices of these tokens in the ecosystem, then I'm all for it. And just being real, I'm not holding any MMF right now, so I really don't necessarily care for what they're doing in with this exchange. And I do want to see it play out, and I do want to see people be successful at the end of the day. So I don't want to just FUD the project, but at the same time, it's just like I said, it's a lot of fluff in these articles, man. Just a lot of fluff. It doesn't give you nothing too much concrete. So they said the money market coming soon. We will be implementing a money market for token holders. There will be another article about this in the near future. And like I said, they always say that too, another article in the near future. In essence, this implementation will allow token holders to be able to obtain liquidity for their ecosystem tokens without selling their tokens. I don't know how that works, but I guess we're going to see in the next article. So you will be able to borrow USDC, CRO, BTC, ETH without selling your tokens, which hurts price. Unique incentive mechanisms are implemented to promote borrowing for liquidity instead of selling for liquidity. With this implementation, we are certain to provide huge utility and lockups for ecosystem tokens. This has the effect of lowering sell side supply while increasing token lockups. Liquidity providers of the money market get to enjoy huge borrowing fees, which is essentially a win-win for all. Well, I'm not gonna lie, there's already a money market on the Cronos blockchain. We know about Tectonic. It's also another money market on Cronos as well. I forgot the name of it. I don't want to get it wrong, but I don't necessarily think we need another money market on the Cronos blockchain. But if they plan on doing something different from the other money markets, yeah, but it sounds like they kind of doing the same thing as other money markets are doing already. So what makes it, what sets money market apart from things such as Tectonic, and the other money markets that's already on the Cronos blockchain? So what more for EMLP holders? In the upcoming launch of our Cronos L2, we will be allowing EMLP holders to consider burning their EMLP tokens to obtain L2 gas on our new chain. This has the effect of lowering supply of tokens on Cronos. This will also provide huge supply shocks to boost ecosystem prices on Cronos. At the same time, it allows us to create a bridge to perform a transfer of value towards the L2 chain. There will be an even more detailed article on this when we are ready. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they giving us something, but I guess you gotta take what they give you. In the meantime, you can reveal any amount of information we have prepared for you regarding our commitment and plans to ensure ecosystem value growth. So, potential questions. It says, are you creating a new token to dilute ecosystem value? And they already knew people were gonna ask that anyway. Like they know they created like 1,000 tokens already. So they had to be the first question. And they said no, the EMLP is an index token that acts as a liquidity pair token. It will not dilute ecosystem value, but seek to reinforce it by deepening the liquidity available while also providing a mechanism through which ecosystem holders can earn more. Wait, won't allowing shorts on tokens be bad for prices? No, Mad Max is designed in a way where longs or shorts do not affect the price of the token, as it does not affect the underlying liquidity on our AMA or AMM index, which is what determines price. That said, we believe that it's more sensible to use Mad Max as a way to hedge your ecosystem holdings by holding the spot tokens while performing a short on perpetuals. You can choose to perform this strategy when you believe that we might experience some downturn in crypto prices in general. That said, this will not be done at the expense of liquidity providers, as we will apply a steeper borrowing rates model so that it's not a zero cost hedge. Will exploits be possible? No, simply put, our team has been building a series of improvements to the price oracle, which uses a combination of TWAP and spot pricing to prevent price manipulation attacks. In our tests, we've seen this model successfully preventing price manipulation attacks, where an attacker will have to end up paying more fees than any amount that they earn. So, in summary, we thank all of our firm believers for having stuck by us. The fact that we still have huge liquidity pools on Cronos, even in such past bearish climates, is telling of the belief that you have in us. For that, we are thankful. Now we understand that there are those of you who we have offended or let down in some way or other. We understand it is a tall order for us to request you to believe in us fully. Yes, it is. It is a crazy request, really, in my personal opinion, to believe anything that they saying right now. And that's just not, like I said, I don't want to flood the project or make it seem like I'm against it or whatever. But I've been in MMF since literally day one when they came on the Cronos blockchain, and I fully believed in what they was doing. But let's continue reading, and I can give you my summary after this. So, that we do not ask of you. Instead, we ask of you to suspend judgment and allow us to show you the fruits of our labor for the past couple of months. Let's get excited together and build to become the top project on CMC. Once again, in the beginning of a new bull. Thank you. Once we have successfully deployed on Cronos, we will then consider to implement similar strategy on Polygon to scale up the Polygon ecosystem as well. With that, LFG. So, my personal take on this article, I'm not gonna lie to you, I gotta see what they plan on doing, man. Like, I know this news could be, why the price is up 20% in this past day. People love to trade based on speculation, based on news. But if we just zoom out and we just go back to what the team already has been doing, and it's the same people in charge pretty much, we know that they give us this hope and make us really want to invest in it. Because like I said, I was heavily invested into Mad Meerkat Finance when it first started, and I would tell people, a lot of people was telling me, man, this is a scam, you got to stay away from it, and just make sure you know what you're doing. And me being a deacon that I am, I'm just going head first. I didn't really lose any money that I couldn't lose. Now, to be honest, I actually didn't lose any money at all because I got out in a good time. But at the same time, it was just kind of hard for me to continue to go along with it when they drop a new project and then don't follow through. They'll just drop a project, their project go to zero pretty much. And then they'll drop a new project, move liquidity to it was just like they kept on trying to put new liquidity in these projects that offered no true value at the end of the day. And then just to see them all kind of just try to compile it. And I did say they do need to put everything together to make it to where it's just one big project. Maybe you have another token adding value, but all of these tokens, you can't have them and not literally have teams for each of these tokens. Like, you can't be one developer. And I know they had a team full of developers, but it didn't seem like they were focused on their project. After lunch, after a couple of weeks, it would literally tank. And then I also like to say, like, whatever happened to the crypto game that they had coming out as well. That's what really made me want to invest in Mad Meerkat Finance in the beginning, because they had put out several articles talking about, like, we're gonna come out with this game. We're gonna use the NFTs to, play this game, and it's going. They even had the Mad Sacks where they dropped things, and that was that. And so, what happened to the Mad Sacks? I'm still asking that question as well. So, it's still a lot of questions up in the air. We don't know about MMF, and like I said, I really pretty much got out the entire ecosystem for right now. I do still hold the NFTs because I do still see the value in the NFTs and what they are doing. They still are, the top traded, or still have the most volume on the Cronos blockchain. But as far as the DEX and all of these other projects, I'm really probably gonna stay away from it until I see some real concentration and focusing on these projects, rather than trying to gain the people trust back. Like, they should have just, kept building like they said they were building, but they should just continue building, and then, put the article out after you have pretty much built it. I feel like this article was just to, gain a little liquidity and make people buy MMF. So, it won't be just going straight to zero, and just, when, like I said, people buy on the news and speculation. And with this article, that's what it seems like people are doing at the time. So let me know what you're doing with your MMF. Me personally, like I said, I'm sold out of the ecosystem right now, except for the NFTs, and I probably won't come back. It's not looking too on my end. It's not looking too good for me to reinvest back into the system until I see them concentrate and focus on making and providing value for the people who've been here since day one, and that's the MMF holders. You know what I'm saying? So that's my video for today. Let me know what you think about Mad Meerkat Finance and everything in the ecosystem. And also, gotta let you know, if you rocking with the kid, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you really messing with me, turn on them notifications. You get the videos directly to your phones every time I drop a new video. And we're going to keep bringing you this content throughout the bear market, because when the bull hits, we are going to be in a good position, man. So, Crypto Troll, that's my video for today. I'm out of here.